Hi, hello, my name is Chardon. This is Project Hardcover, where we're letting books be the escape. Hello, lovelies, and today for you, in what is basically the 11th hour, I have my Summer Biannual Bibliothon TBR. Yes, on this day, which is two days before the Summer Biannual Bibliothon begins, I have decided that I am going to participate for the first time ever. Why am I deciding to do this? I have no idea. And yes, before you ask, I am, of course, still participating in Booktubeathon, which takes place like 10 days after this readathon is over. Yeah, I don't know who's running the decisions up here, but apparently they really want me to get just all of the reading done. So I guess that's what we're gonna do. That being said, I'm most likely only going to be participating in the reading part of this readathon. I'm most likely not going to be doing any of the video challenges, but you never know. I might, decide to go out on a limb and do one of the video challenges one of the days, a couple of the days. I have no idea. I never have any idea of what I'm really going to be doing during any of these readathons until I'm in the thick of it. So we'll just see how it goes. For those of you who don't know what the Biannual Bibliothon is, it is a week-long reading marathon that takes place twice a year here on BookTube and on Bookstagram, and I believe on blogs. It takes place everywhere, and it is run by a gaggle of amazing booktuber ladies. I will link all of their channels down in the doobly-doo. This year it is running from July 14th to the 20th, and as I have already mentioned, this will be my first year participating. See, more oftentimes than not, the Biannual Bibliothon tends to collide with Booktubeathon, and since Booktubeathon was the first summer reading marathon thing that I ever done, it's just the one that I have, I guess remained the most loyal to. But this time they don't coincide, they don't clash, so I was like, why not do both? And so here we are. Like Booktubeathon, every year the girls send out a list of reading challenges that you can either participate in or not participate in, and as we know here on Project Hardcover, I like adhering to the strict reading challenges that the readathons give out. So that is what I based my TBR on. I will leave a link to all of the necessary videos that you need down below, what the challenges are, and all of that good stuff. It will all be down there in the pants area. So with all of that being said, let's just get on to the challenges. The first challenge of the Biannual Bibliothon is a classic. It's one that they do every single time, and it is to read the group book. Yes, for every round of this readathon, they pick a group book for the entire readathon to read if they so choose, and then at the end of the readathon, they do a live show. And this year, the group book is The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw. So this is a book whose stunning cover I have seen floating around on BookTube and on the blogosphere, but I never really looked into. But since it is one of the challenges of this readathon, I have looked into it, and OMG, I am so excited to read this book. From what I have heard, it is about a small town where hundreds of years ago, 3 witches were drowned in the town, and now, sometime during the summer, their spirits, take over 3 random girls in the town and wreak all kinds of havoc, which, I don't know about y'all, but that is giving me some very strong Hocus Pocus vibes, and that is one of my favorite movies of all time. So I am super duper excited to get to this book. I will be reading it in ebook format, considering how I don't physically own it, but I bought it on my Kindle and I am excited to get into it. The second challenge for the Biannual Bibliothon is to read a book off someone else's TBR. And for this challenge, I have taken one of the books off of Between the Pages a really awesome blogger. I will leave her links down below off of one of her TBRs, and that book would be The Cruel Prince by Miss Holly Black. Yes, if you saw my ALA book haul, which I will link up there for your perusing pleasures, you will know that I have put off reading The Cruel Prince by Holly Black because so many people read that book when it came out, and I guess it ends on a cliffhanger or something, and they were all freaking out about how long they were gonna have to wait for the sequel. Well, I managed to pick up an arc of the sequel at ALA, so I now feel comfortable reading the first book in the series now that I know that I don't have like this agonizing wait for the sequel. And so when I saw this book pop up on Between the Pages TBR, I was super excited because I like really want to get to this book now. I will also be reading this on my Kindle as I do not have a physical copy, which makes me sad because the physical copies of this book are really pretty. I really need to go out and get one. The third reading challenge for the biannual Bibliothon is to basically do the try 3 pick 1 challenge thing where you read the first chapter of 3 different books and then pick one of those to read. So the 3 books that I was stuck between were Consumed by J.R. Ward, Boneless Mercies by April Genevieve Tucholk, and The War Outside by Monica Heese. And while all first 3 chapters of these books were incredibly engaging and so interesting, and I'm so super excited to get to all of these, the one that ended up winning out was The War Outside by Miss Monica Heese. We all know that here on Project Hardcover, I am a huge YA historical fiction fan, especially when it takes place during World War II, and I have really been missing this genre. And I want to go back to this world. I want to learn new things, and this particular novel focuses on Japanese internment camps, which is something I am really not familiar with when it comes to this genre, so I am just so super excited to get to this book. Yes, I'm definitely in the mood for this, and I just want all of it in my brain. The fourth challenge for the biannual Bibliothon is to read a book that has been on your TBR for over a year, and oh man, I had so many candidates to pick from, but the one that I ultimately ended up going with was Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. You see, not too long ago over on my blog, which I will link down in the doobly-doo, I had my best friend pick my TBR for me. And one of the books that she picked for me was Tiger Lily, because she really likes Peter Pan. And yes, this book has been sitting on my shelves for well over a year. I want to say we're going on like 5, 6, probably more than that years, like forever. This has been sitting on my shelves forever. I don't know too much what this is about, except that it is obviously some kind of Peter Pan Tiger Lily-esque retelling, and I have heard that it will absolutely shatter your soul with feels, and I'm like super in the mood for that right now, so I'm really excited to finally get to this. The fifth challenge for the biannual Bibliothon is to read a predicted 5-star read. And for me, this was super simple. I'm going to be reading Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor. So I kind of already started reading this. I'm that much in. I'm really not that far in, and I don't want to say that I've had a hard time getting into it, because that's not it. I'm just kind of in one of those slumpy moods. I think that's kind of why I want to be doing all these readathons. I'm hoping that they will get me out of this reedy, slumpy mood. But I haven't gotten as far into this as I thought I was going to. But I know that I'm gonna love this book. Like, it's Laini Taylor, and it's Strange the Dreamer. I know I'm gonna love this book. So, to me, it was just the perfect opportunity to finally get my butt in gear and read this book, because I know I'm gonna love it. I know it's gonna be 5 stars. I know I am. It's just, I just need to do the thing. I need to sit down, buckle down, and do the thing. The 6th challenge for the biannual bibliothon is to read an own voices book that has representation that is different than you. And to best this challenge, I have decided to read Blanca and Roja by Anna Marie McLemore. So for the longest time, I have been having people tell me to read Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore. Like, it doesn't even matter what kind of recommendation I am asking for. I could be asking for vampire teen romance books, and someone will inevitably pop into my mentions and be like, oh yeah, vampires are awesome, but have you heard of Wild Beauty by Anna Marie McLemore? Apparently this is like one of the best books ever, but I don't currently own that one. But I do have this book by Anna Marie McLemore, so I figured this is like a good substitute until I get my hands on Wild Beauty. Like, will this appease you people if I read this one? I really don't know, like, anything about what this is about, except for that the main characters are queer Latinas, and Anna Marie McLemore also identifies as a queer Latina, so it is own voices. And I'm excited to finally see what all of the hubbub about Anna Marie McLemore is, because she's all I hear about. And the 7th and final challenge of the biannual bibliothon is to read the last book that you bought. And while this might be stretching the rules just a little bit as far as bought, I really haven't bought any books, like, at all recently. But the last book that I received was Orphan Monster Spy by Matt Killen. Yes, as I mentioned in my ALA haul, when Penguin Random House was breaking down their booth at ALA, they were giving away their finished copies, and this was the last finished copy that I picked up. So that might be just a teensy bit cheaty, but I'm gonna roll with it. This story follows a young Jewish girl who manages to infiltrate the Nazi regime and plans to take it down from within. And I am just so super excited to get to this. It sounds like it's gonna be really action-packed and really thrilling, which is not typically something that World War II based books are. So I'm really excited to see how this one pans out. And that is it. That is my biannual bibliothon 2018 summer edition TBR. That is such a mouthful, my goodness. Now, what about you lovelies? Are you guys participating in the summer biannual bibliothon? What round is this for you? Have you read any of the books that I plan on reading? Which ones do you think that I'm going to like the most? Which ones were you most excited for? Tell me all about it down in the comments. I love talking about readathons. They are literally my fave. They are literally my favorite thing in the world to do. I love doing readathons. As always, thanks you guys for watching. I will see you next time, and remember, books are the escape.